For 50 years, Italian tennis fans have been waiting for one thing. Not a Grand Slam, not a Davis Cup. They've been waiting for one of their own to win in Rome, at their own house, on the red clay of the Foro Italico. The last man to do was Adriano Panatta. The year was 1976. On Sunday, May 17, 2026, that half-century wait finally ended. World number 1 Jannik Sinner defeated Norway's Casper Ruud 6-4, 6-4 in the Italian Open final. 2 straight sets, 1 hour and 45 minutes. And with that win, he didn't just make Italians cry in the stands. He carved his name into tennis history twice over. Because this wasn't just a national moment. With this title, Sinner became only the second man in the Open era, after Novak Djokovic, to win all 9 Masters 1000 events. The career Golden Masters. Djokovic completed it in 2018 in Cincinnati at age 31. Sinner just did it at 24. Now, here's something you might not expect. Sinner didn't dominate from the first ball. Ruud, a 2-time French Open finalist, a genuine clay court operator, actually broke first. He went up 2 games to love in the opening set. For a brief moment, the Central crowd of 10,500 went quiet. You could feel the nerves. But then Sinner did what Sinner does. He broke right back. And then he broke again later in the set, using 3 perfectly placed drop shots, 2 of them so well disguised that Ruud didn't even bother chasing them. 6-4, first set. The second set started the same way. A big backhand winner up the line gave Sinner an early break. From there, he never let go. 6-4, match, history. He's now 5-0 in his career against Ruud. He hasn't dropped a single set against him, ever. Here's the moment that made everyone in Italy lose it. Adriano Panatta, the last Italian to win this title, the man who'd been waiting 50 years to give that trophy to a countryman, walked on a Central to present the cup. 75 years old, the torchbearer of an entire generation of Italian tennis. Sinner took the microphone, looked at him, and said, "Adriano, after 50 years, we've won back a very important trophy." The Italian president Sergio Mattarella was in the stands. The crowd, many of them dressed in orange, Sinner's signature color, matching that famous curly red hair, was chanting like it was a Serie A derby. The Federation president, Angelo Benaghi, said afterwards that even a 25,000-seat stadium, bigger than Arthur Ashe at the U.S. Open, wouldn't have been enough. That's how big this got. And give Casper Ruud credit. This is what makes tennis a beautiful sport. He lost the final, in someone else's home country, to a guy he's never beaten. But during the trophy ceremony, the Norwegian grabbed the mic and said to Sinner, "What you're doing this year, it's hard to describe in words. It's really an honor to watch you play. Congratulations for making history. No bitterness, no excuses, just acknowledgement." Ruud reached his first Rome final, and he completed the set of reaching finals at all 3 Clay Masters 1000 events. Monte Carlo, Madrid, and now Rome. And he tipped his cap to a guy rewriting the record books. Let's talk numbers, because they're insane. Sinner is now 17-0 on clay in 2026. He has won every single Masters 1000 event this season. Indian Wells, Miami, Monte Carlo, Madrid, and now Rome. That's 5 in a row in 2026 alone. 6 consecutive Masters titles overall going back to last season. He hasn't lost a match since February 19th, when Jakub Mensik beat him at the Qatar Open quarterfinals. His only real rival on tour, Carlos Alcaraz, the guy who beat him in this exact final last year, is currently sidelined with a right wrist injury. Quote from the post-match, "There's no better place to complete this set. For an Italian, it's one of the most special places we play tennis in. The only Grand Slam he's never won? Roland Garros, and it starts Monday." Here's a piece of context international viewers might miss. Last year, Sinner lost the Rome final to Alcaraz. And it wasn't just any final. It was his first tournament back after serving a 3-month doping ban. Losing on home soil in those circumstances, that was painful. 12 months later, on the same court, with the same crowd, he came back and won it, including a rain-delayed 2-day semifinal against Medvedev where Sinner literally couldn't sleep that night. That's not just a tennis story. That's a redemption arc. The international reaction has been split into 3 camps. Italians are calling this one of the greatest sporting moments of the decade. The atmosphere on Sunday was described by ESPN, AP, and the Italian press as soccer style. Chants, flags, families in tears. A jumbo screen on the neighboring Pietrangeli court was packed with overflow fans. Neutral tennis fans worldwide are starting to ask the bigger question. Is anyone going to beat this guy on tour right now? With Alcaraz injured, Djokovic on a limited schedule, and Sinner on a 28-match winning streak entering the French Open, the answer increasingly looks like no. And then there's the Norwegian camp. They got a class act from Ruud and a reminder that he's still one of the most respected and gracious players on tour, even in defeat. The 2026 French Open begins Monday, May 18th. The men's final is scheduled for June 7th. Sinner has won the Australian Open twice, Wimbledon once, the US Open once. Roland Garros is the missing piece. And he's arriving in Paris having won every single clay event he's entered this year. Panatta, the man who handed him the Rome trophy, also won Roland Garros in 1976, just weeks after his Rome title. No Italian man has done that clay court double since. Sinner's response, when asked about it earlier in the week, was telling. He said, "I don't play for records. I just play for my own story. But the story is writing itself now, and the world is watching." 50 years of waiting. One Sunday afternoon in Rome. A 24-year-old kid from a small Italian alpine town who used to be a competitive skier before he picked up a racket. Sometimes sport gives you a moment that means more than the trophy. This was one of them. Roland Garros next. Stay tuned.